Remember we talked about this?
Yeah, that's
I can
right.
stream Bluetooth, and when I go to Cincinnati, when I go to Pittsburgh, when I go to, I can listen to 97.
So you don't blow away your data plan?
I was like, Bob's roaming data usage is single-handedly keeping Verizon in business at this point.
Right. It's his.
I hadn't even thought about that before.
It goes direct bill to the company. Did I say that out loud? No,
what was that about LinkedIn with your bosses?
Yeah, I know. I don't really. No, it's only like a 64K stream. It's not that big.
Prank caller. I don't know who this is.
All right.
Yeah. No, because with the Xbox One, we've been toying. We talked about getting rid of cable.
Right. Yeah. Cut the cord. Right.
Well, I've been using like Amazon Prime Video now. I got a Chromecast for my kids, so now like we were messing around on YouTube, throwing it up on the TV. We had a ball last night.
Right.
Just looking up at YouTube videos. I mean, there's no reason for me to have a $200 a month cable bill anymore.
Yeah.
It drives me.
It's so mine's up to $150. It's ridiculous.
I had to beg and plead for them to get to like down to $150.
Right.
Well, except for the whole net neutrality evilness that's a coming, where you won't be able to stream that stuff as quickly and easily.
What's
anymore.
the percentage between the hours?
I think that's
between the hours of
poppycock. That's
no,
not.
it's coming.
No,
You think?
dude, if you're Comcast and Netflix is your direct competition from a getting cable bill perspective,
Well, it's a double-edged sword because they got to.
Netflix doesn't need Comcast. Comcast doesn't need Netflix. Netflix needs Comcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, point taken. Point taken. No, but what I'm saying is that you still have to get internet.
It's like toll roads.
House.
Yeah. But, why would they allow you to basically bring their competition in your house quickly? Dude.
Well, it's the same reason why the charter tech that comes into my house rolls his eyes and sighs, and when I call him up and say, "Hey, I need to get a cable car for my TiVo box,"
right?
Because that TiVo box is in absolute 100% direct competition with the box that Charter would install by default. And he comes out and he's like, "Oh, this cable card won't work. Blah blah blah. I have to go back to my van. Oh, the second one won't work." And it comes back a week later. He's dragging his heels because he doesn't want to install a TiVo box.
Did you hear this story? I told Dave.
I show them how to do the install. By the way, I don't.
As do I. But
I don't even screw around anymore.
Dave knows exactly why this happens. I'm on my fourth set-top box. They keep dying, and there's an Ethernet port on the back of the set-top. I have 4 set-top boxes in my house,
right?
And
you wonder why your cable bill is $250.
No. Well, it's not. It's unlimited usage on data. So I have Cat 5 coming out to a 5 port.
You're still leasing the boxes though,
right? But I have a Cat 5 coming out of my main box going into a 5 port.
Okay.
Giggy switch, right?
Right.
Going into my Xbox One, my Wii U, my Blu-ray player. And I forget what else. But like every TV has something hanging off of it.
Right.
And the set-top box finally died. Well, the guy shows up at the house, and he's acting like...
He's like, what?
He's acting like I just figured out the Pythagorean theorem. He's like, I don't get it. I've never seen anybody do this. I'm like, I looked at him. I go, come on. Like, why do you have a Cat 5 port in the back if you don't want to hanging stuff off of it? He's like, I've never seen anybody do anything like that. I'm like, dude, honestly, if one more set-top box fails...
The spider web of cables dangling from the rafters of my basement looks like the electrical system from India.
Yeah. Yeah, but...
Oh, my God, the old house in Troy... I think the amount of like cable and phone
you
wire
kept Radio Shack in business from the year
from the idiot that owned the house before us that I wound up pulling out that went nowhere.
Right.
But what did you say about what AT&T? They knew. That's why because I have to go through a software complete reload.
Yeah.
It's like they know what I'm doing, and they're like, "Yep, pull the And they go through.
Guy.
They go through. Well, they go through an audit. I'm like, well, I go.
Waltersville's booting up again.
The guy on tech support, like, I might be IT stupid, but I'm not this stupid. He's like, well, you're using up all these IP addresses. I'm like, it's on DHCP. It runs a subnet.
Right.
And I'm getting them. And he goes, well, I'm going to take you to the next level of support. I'm like, you're making stuff up, and you're hoping I'm going to go, okay, sir.
No, I'm using one IP from you.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I'm natting out behind it.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
But I have a Cisco.
But you know what? The basic tech that's in your house probably doesn't understand that concept. No concept.
I have a Cisco router on the 3rd floor. I have an IP phone. I have a telepresence video camera. I mean, I don't want to say I'm a super user, but for the most part, I'm running probably as much stuff as anybody in any house is ever going to.
I keep saying I want to do this. I want to write an essay on if I wanted to watch Big Bang Theory, and that show is on, what is it on?
CBS.
What are the options of me watching that show that's broadcast on CBS on whatever device I want.
Right.
It's broadcast on CBS. I have, rabbit ears TV. I've got cable. I've got DSL.
You've got the HD antenna. You've got
all that stuff. If I cut the cord, what are my options? That type of thing. But that's a CBS, NBC, ABC type of show. If I wanted to watch a show that was on Discovery Channel, what are the different avenues going through? What are my options?
Well, how soon before
Showtime?
How soon before everything goes to
Exactly.
pay-per-view?
Well, that's just like we were talking about Game of Thrones.
Right.
You can't get Game of Thrones legally anywhere if you're not an HBO subscriber. So, I have no idea what's going on with that show because I don't have
This is
HBO.
This is kind of interesting, and don't make fun of me. I came.
But here's the funny part about that though is HBO has basically all but come out and openly said, share your HBO to go ID.
Yeah,
we want people watching our shows, so if you want mine, feel free.
So that's like me. My dad just had his birthday, and I set him up with my shared Netflix account.
Right.
So on his internet-enabled TV, he's using my Netflix ID, and I set up a profile for him. Mm-hmm. The only caveat is the account that I have with Netflix only allows for 2 downloads at the same time. So if my daughter and I are watching something, like if she's watching something on her iPad, I'm watching something on my computer, he won't be able to watch anything, and vice versa. So it'll kick him off.
So don't laugh at me, but it's funny how
I assure you we will.
It's like how porn created the internet. Like professional wrestling is changing
not
cable.
Funny. That's
it's true. I'm just saying
that's 100% true.
Professional wrestling now is changing cable.
Right.
They're pulling out of USA Network, basically the NBC Universal family.
Are they creating their own network?
And the pay-per-view business, well, they're creating their own. Instead of creating their own channel on a cable network, they're creating basically their own app that sits on like an Xbox One or a Roku.
And that's kind of what Apple TV was trying to do.
Right. You're paying $10 a month.
Yep.
And you get all the pay-per-views now, and you get...
It's a la carte. That's what the cable companies should have been doing years ago.
Thank you. And they're going... The problem is it's almost the same with... I'm trying to think what business, music. That's the same. They waited until the last very second.
Well, it was natural to push that button. I want to buy an individual song. I don't want to spend $17 on 4 songs that I'm going to listen to.
But if you think of you're a content manufacturer now, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's what you call them.
Right.
They're putting their stuff on an app. They have so much content they can put it on an app, charge me $10 a month, and then I can choose. Like if ESPN, that's like the most expensive thing the cable companies they charge the cable, like $6-7 a month.
Right.
Is just ESPN. So now if I want to strip everything and just buy ESPN, why can't I do that?
See, that was
I don't give a crap.
Right,
about
that too.
ESPN.
But that was
Then you don't have to pay
that was a
for it.
frustrating thing. When I was actually thinking about cutting the cord, I went through and tried to do the math. Like I'm paying $1.40 a month for my cable bill, whatever, and that's basic access, no movie channels. If I wanted to watch an episode of Person of Interest or Big Bang Theory or whatever, yeah, sure, they're streaming on Netflix, they're streaming on
Hulu
Amazon
Plus.
Prime, Hulu. But the problem is, like on Netflix or Amazon Prime, they're a season behind.
Hulu Plus is up to date.
So if I wanted to watch something that broadcast
Hulu Plus
was
is up to
yesterday,
date.
I would have to. But the problem is, you're watching commercials. So if I'm paying for something, I don't want to watch commercials. That's the whole benefit of Netflix or Amazon Prime.
That was supposed to be the benefit of cable TV, and looked how that worked.
Exactly. But my point is, you can buy a subscription to a season.
Right.
So it's like $24 a season or whatever from iTunes or from Amazon or whatever it is.
I don't know if we talked about this last
flavor.
show. I think Time Warner lost like 250,000 subscribers.
The point is, if you spend $24 on Big Bang, $24 on Person of Interest, $24 on White Collar, whatever it is, all of a sudden you're up to $300 for 7 shows that you want to watch. You might as well just pay
off the same network.
Off the same. You might as well just spend your $150 on cable. That's why they got you. That's the frustrating thing about cutting the cord.
Well, but
unless you want to watch a season behind and be behind a year.
Well, but
I don't need to see the movie at the theater. I'll wait till it comes out.
Nor do I, but it's just one of those. That's why it's not. That's why the cord cutting thing is not catching on.
But
that's why.
The problem with what you were just throwing out there, though, is that it shouldn't be an a la carte model based on show. It should be an a la carte model based on channel. Like, yes, I want NBC, ABC, CBS.
See, I would rather be more granular because there's a lot of stuff on ABC that I couldn't give 2 shits about. But there's 1 or 2 shows that I love. I wouldn't want all of ABC because that's the same thing as I want cable. That's all of cable. I would rather have Modern Family done.
Okay, but then look at it from the other side of the equation. You're looking for a niche within a niche within a niche specialized service.
Exactly.
And every time you narrow that window, every time you narrow that pipe down, dude, from anything, you're going to wind up paying for that service.
So how did the music industry solve that with me buying an individual song for 99 cents as opposed to spending $18 on an album?
They did, and they screwed themselves.
Yeah.
They're still getting a lot of money.
Not that much.
Not as much as they were, and not as much as they count on.
But that's a market correction that's going to happen in TV eventually. It's gotta. There's so many people that are pissed off.
No, bring this thing home with net neutrality, because that, I don't want to say it scares me. I think it's dead, and everyone's telling me no, it's going to happen.
No, it's absolutely
just like healthcare. It's eventually going to happen. Unfortunately,
yeah. No, so the whole thing with net neutrality is there's no such thing as common courtesy across carriers. There's nothing that says that. So right now, you're whether it's AT&T or Comcast or whatever it is,
So you're telling me, like, in a corporate network,
doesn't the Sprint network use AT&T lines? Or AT&T hardware. It's the same. It's the same concept.
Actually, here you go. Let me put this in your world for you. So when you go in and you talk security to somebody, you say, "I can put a device in your network that will let them do this, and it will even let them hit Facebook, but it won't let them like anything. It won't let them comment on anything. It won't
you
let
can go
them
to
do
YouTube,
this."
but it'll choke your bandwidth down to a trickle.
Exactly.
Then they get frustrated and not use YouTube.
And that's exactly what this is.
Toilet.
It's from the Comcast perspective. It's our network, it's our infrastructure, it's our pipe. If you want to go over it, you're going to pay it. You're going to pay us to do so. And if not, we're going to choke your band. We're going to throttle you down.
It's a bunch of toilet.
By throttle down for people playing at home, does that mean slower download speeds?
It'll be pixelated. Or remember when Netflix first came out, and it
would take you 10 minutes to
you'd have to queue it on your PC, and it would preload.
Right.
So it was already halfway. Yeah. So then because now you can do it just instant, boom, it's on.
Well, I was
just going to do that.
Even that gets twitchy now.
Well, between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m., what is it, like 70% of all internet traffic is Netflix to people's homes?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
No, but so that's...
in a good way.
Right, but so that's, if you're looking at it from a...
And there's garbage on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I equate Netflix as like walking through the middle of a video store. Like I
like Amazon Prime better, the Amazon Prime Video. Yeah.
It really.
What did I watched like a bunch of crappy, like the movies that I said I wouldn't watch, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's what I mean. It's like you're walking through the middle of a video store, like, oh, I haven't seen that movie since 1987. I'm going to grab that one.
It's the dollar aisle.
It's Weekend at Bernie's. I'm going to grab it.
Click. Speaking of which, family videos still open by my dad's house. I'm like, what in the world?
Still the adult section in the corner.
That's the reason they're open.
So we're over at the brother-in-law's house.
Yeah. Why does Family Video have an adult section? By the way,
right?
Like, hey kids,
how families get made.
Where's that bell?
Right. So no, we're over at the brother-in-law's house the other day, hanging out, having drinks and dinner and just chilling.
Right.
And he looks at the oldest, and he says, "Hey, by the way, can you run this video back?" And literally, like, I kick back in the chair, and I'm like,
"Video?
Did you actually rent a video from a store?
Was it a VCR tape?
Is that a thing? Like you really did that?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Normally I just stream everything, but I would, I was driving by and I was there, and I'm like, and you were drunk and you didn't know any, but you forgot it wasn't 1992, right?"
Did he have like the 57 Chevy Rewinder next to the TV? You remember that? What a piece of
Be Kind Rewind.
Oh my!
I used to work at Blockbuster Video, and we actually used to charge customers for not rewinding tapes.
You worked at Blockbuster.
I absolutely did. Yes.
Did you judge people till you still watch this crap loser? And they would say you still make $4 an hour.
Is that where your steampunk fascination happened?
Oh, he outs me.
Out of the closet. Out of the closet. Hey, are we going to talk about this? Are we getting back to the Snyder thing? Or are we like?
I was trying to 20 minutes ago.
I know.
It's
welcome to IT in the D.
Right.
Our phone number is
right. No, so it's so the whole premise is Snyder basically wants his what he's pushing for DC to do is basically reallocate all of these E-1B visas that are out there.
Where are they going to move?
Here, Detroit.
No. Where are they going to move?
Here, Detroit.
No. I get that. Where are they going to live?
What's it going to be? It's going to be this thing.
They're going to live
positive. What's it going to be?
They're going to live in an exposed brick condo somewhere in downtown.
Dude, they're going to live in the IT and the D house. That's what
we'll talk about that next segment. Where are they going to live? Like, remember I said you're going to put them on Dexter and Chalmers and say, "There's your boarded up house. Well, pat on the butt. Go get them, Tiger."
More importantly,
Bob's analysis of the Mars expedition.
More importantly, who's going to pay?
There's no running water. Where do they poop?
Who's going to pay for it?
I don't know.
Right.
us.
We get you a job now. Put $30,000 into fixing up this piece of shit house. Like, no, but seriously,
Here's
the apartments are all gone.
Here's 7 foreign nationals from India. Here's a $500 fixer-upper house in the middle of Detroit. Have fun. Go for it.
Right. Your copper's gone tomorrow. What? What?